Great inventions don't change the world. It's people with vision who harness the power of invention who change the world. Our world is changing faster than we might realize, and South Africa is being left behind. One of the most effective measures of a country's growth and economic success is gross domestic product. South Africa currently ranks 78th in the world. We now rank second highest in Africa, behind Mauritius. Is this significant? Well, GDP growth rates in other African countries are rising, and we now have one of the slowest GDP growth rates in the whole of Africa. And this could have a crippling effect on our economy. What if export earnings drop or investor confidence falls? What if we become less competitive or generate less foreign income? What if prices rise or our population becomes poorer? The World Bank has identified broadband connectivity as a key catalyst for economic growth. For every 10% increase in connectivity, GDP grows by 1.38%. Why does broadband connectivity stimulate the growth of a country's GDP? Imagine if every child in the Western Cape was equipped to have access to the internet on a computer or even a cell phone. They now have access to information well beyond simple textbooks. School teachers can accelerate and improve quality of learning with access to global teaching methods, online lesson plans, and teacher support material. From school through to university, access to a greater depth of knowledge makes the next generation more employable and more productive. Imagine if Western Cape companies were more in touch and in tune with global innovation and market opportunities, able to transact globally without restriction. Imagine if citizens could become more productive through better government services. Instead of queues at a service counter, imagine applying for a driving license or registering a child's school admission online. No time off work, no frustration. Imagine if your local hospital could have access to specialist expertise from any country. Imagine a critical operation guided remotely from a doctor on the other side of the world. Imagine municipalities with high-speed connections accessing a central filing system with accurate data, eliminating duplication of effort, tedious forms, and unnecessary delays. Imagine the Western Cape being first choice to establish new businesses because everything just works. Is this a dream? Not for South Korea or Singapore. They can process a passport in just 4 hours. The first time they need to see the applicant is when they collect the passport. Some of the most unlikely countries have unpredicted positive growth rates. Ghana and Kenya are just 2 more examples of this global phenomenon. However, there are 2 factors that are critical for broadband connectivity: speed and cost. This paints a bleak picture for South Africa. Estonia has the fastest broadband connectivity at 50.86 megabits per second at a cost ratio of $4.36. South Africa is at the bottom of the table with an average connection speed of just 2.98 megabits per second at a staggering cost of $38.87. 17 times slower and almost 9 times more expensive. Over 75% of our population in the Western Cape do not have access to broadband. So what's the plan? The plan is to fix the problems of speed and cost at the speed of light. Okay, this will need some explanation. High-speed data connections are achieved through very special cables, fiber optic cables. Several hundred glass strands encased in each cable, each strand with the capacity of transmitting the data equivalent of over 1,000 CDs per second, all done at the speed of light. We now have a fiber optic ring laid on the seabed right around Africa. The offshore vision has been realized. It's time to accelerate the onshore vision. We have over 8,000 government offices and facilities spread across every community in the Western Cape. Imagine if these were all connected with fiber optic cables. Each government office block, each school, each hospital, and each library now become part of a solid backbone of high-speed connectivity. Now every citizen could be connected through strategically placed transmission masts connected to this backbone. We have pilot projects in Khayelitsha, Mitchell's Plain, and Saldanha. This is just the foundation, and our plans go beyond simply creating internet access. We've factored in public internet access points, skills training, and provision of internet-enabled computers for schools. Plus, we'll create many more government services on websites that can be accessed from a mobile phone. This is all part of a master plan to ensure everyone can get online and realize the full value of this level of connectivity. Data transmission on this scale will be price competitive with the rest of the world. This is how we can grow the economy in the Western Cape. This is how we can create jobs and lift quality of life. Remember, for every 10% increase in broadband access, the GDP grows by 1.38%. We need your support to make this happen. And in just a few years from now, perhaps instead of talking about gross domestic product, we'll be talking about GNH, gross national happiness.